Unacademy. Let's crack it.
Good evening, sir.
Hmm.
So I will jump straight to the questions, sir, without wasting any time. Uh, Basically, the problem that I am facing is with the word managing the word limit of the questions. I'm trying to basically train myself to finish a 15 marker in 11 minutes and a 10 marker in 7 minutes. But while doing so, what I have been observing when I'm attempting the full length paper is that, let's say there are 10 questions of 15 markers, then I'm able to write only 200 words around in 4 5 questions. So is a red flag? Like, I have to improve there. I have to increase my writing speed and basically the content. And extending this question further, sir. Uh, one a question is issue that I'm facing is that, let's say I'm drawing any flow diagram or any map. I'm talking in all the GS paper combined, sir. So when I'm doing these things, then automatically, basically, this impacts my word limit. Again, that's the concern that I'm facing. That if let's say I'm drawing one map and one flow diagram in some questions, of course, then I am able to write only, let's say, 100 words in a 150 word answer, and my word actually reduced to around 180 or sub 200 words in a 15 marker question. So again, is this a issue of worry there, or is it fine? That's I would like to know.
Okay. I'll answer the specific question first and then answer the larger question that you're facing. With respect to your specific question, in terms of when you use a map or a table or a flowchart, it eats into the actual word limit of your answer. Now, if you look at it rather differently, a flowchart or a hierarchy diagram or a hub spoke diagram or a map is to convey a piece of information which is related to the question. The underlying directions from UPSC are that you are more than welcome to use any diagrammatic representations as long as they are relevant to the question that is being asked. Okay, that's the most important one. Now, what happens is, and which is where a lot of students often go wrong, is when they make a diagram or a map, they explain the diagram or the map in the written words as well, which is a practice that should not be done. If, for example, in a hierarchy diagram, you explain the structure of the Central Information Commission and the State Information Commission, and you've done it neatly, you don't need to explain the same in the diagram. It should be self-explanatory, which will therefore give you a little bit of a freedom to save up some words. So that's number one. Number two, uh, the diagrams, in fact, the words of the diagrams or word limits generally are not really counted by the examiners. So a strict adherence to the word limit is not necessarily something you have to strive for. For example, if you're supposed to write about 200 words and you have adequately conveyed uh, the question in 160, 170 words, that is more than enough. When you're writing more than 200 words, you are only putting yourself at a disadvantage in the sense that you will have lesser time to finish other questions, and you might end up skipping a question or two, which is a little bit of which is in fact disastrous as far as your mains exam overall is concerned. So one, don't explain the diagrams or the maps. Two, keep the diagrams or the maps not more than 25 to 30% of your entire answer writing space. I often see a lot of people take a lot of space, take about half the page just drawing the diagram because it looks neat and all of that. Don't do that. Thirdly, you are allowed to use a pencil also when you're drawing a diagram. So, in case you think your diagram is getting a little out of proportion, you can always redo it and sort of put it together in the space that has been given to you. Fourthly, don't worry too much about the word limit and adherence to it. If writing lesser words is saving you time to finish the paper, that is a better choice to make than sticking to the word limit and not finishing the paper.